In a universe defined by shadow, light is not merely illumination. It is a language. And here, in the suffocating depths of the ocean, it is a lie. This tiny, dancing spark looks like hope. To a wandering crustacean, or a lost squid in the abyss, it resembles the biosignature of prey, or perhaps the glimmer of a mate. It triggers an instinctual drive to move closer, to investigate, to touch. But this is not a star guiding you home. This is the esca. And attached to it is one of the most efficient killing machines evolution has ever sculpted. Welcome to the Midnight Zone. We have descended past the twilight, plunging more than 1,000 meters deep into the Bathypelagic realm. Here, the sun is a forgotten memory. The water is a near-freezing shroud, and the pressure is relentless, crushing with a force of over 2 tons per square inch. Imagine an elephant balancing on the tip of your thumb. That is the weight the residents of this zone bear every second of their existence. In this hostile architecture of crushing weight and freezing cold, calories are a rare currency. You cannot afford to chase. You cannot afford to fight. To survive here, you must become something else. You must become a trap. Meet the Humpback Anglerfish, Melanocetus johnsonii.
She is a creature of grotesque elegance.
Her body is a soft, globular mass designed not for speed, but for buoyancy and stealth.
She does not swim so much as she haunts the water column.
Her skin is the color of the void itself, rendering her invisible to anything that doesn't emit its own light.
But look at her mouth!
Her jaws are disproportionately large, spanning the entire width of her body. They are lined with translucent, needle-like fangs that fold inward. This is a physiological prison. Once something enters this maw, the geometry of her teeth ensures there is no reverse gear. Escape is a mathematical impossibility. She is a solitary hunter in a desert of water. She may wait days or even weeks for a single meal to drift by.
And so, she dangles her lantern in the dark, a siren singing a song of light,
waiting for the curiosity of others to become their undoer. How does she conjure this star in the deep? She is not generating the light herself.
She is a vessel.
The bulb at the end of her elysium, that fishing rod on her head, is home to a colony of bioluminescent bacteria.
It is a biological pact written in the code of evolution. She provides them with nutrients and a safe harbor, and they provide her with the lure.
She can control this light. By constricting the blood flow to the esca, she can dim the lantern, creating a flickering effect.
She mimics the erratic movements of small plankton, a master puppeteer in a theater of total darkness.
But the lure is only half the equation. Her body is built for the gamble of the abyss. In a realm where a meal might appear once a year, you cannot afford to be picky.
The anglerfish possesses a stomach of terrifying elasticity.
Her bones are flexible, her skin loose and stretchable. Her bones are flexible, her skin loose and stretchable.
She can swallow prey up to twice her own size.
Imagine a human swallowing an entire refrigerator whole. She does not chew. She engulfs. She becomes a living sarcophagus, digesting her victim slowly in the cold silence, extracting every single joule of energy to fuel her vigil. She is a perfect, autonomous survival unit. But she is incomplete.
For all her lethal grace, she faces a problem more dauntless than starvation: solitude.
The ocean is vast. The odds of two creatures meeting in this three-dimensional void are astronomically low. Finding a mate here is not difficult, it is statistically impossible. And this is where the deep demands a terrible price. Meet the male. He is a fraction of her size, a thumb-sized phantom drifting through the dark. He has no lure. He has no expanding stomach. In fact, his digestive system is atrophied, useless. He cannot hunt. He was never meant to hunt. He was born with only one purpose: to find her. His olfactory organs are massive, taking up a huge portion of his head. He is not a fish. He is a homing missile tuned to a single frequency: her pheromones. He swims through the black, sniffing for the chemical trail of a female he has never seen. He is racing against a ticking clock. His energy reserves are fading from the moment he is born. If he does not find her, he starves. If he does not find her, he dies alone in the cold. But let us assume the impossible happens. Let us assume he catches the scent. He finds her. But there is no courtship dance. There is no gentle introduction. In his desperation, he bites into her skin. And he never lets go. This is not affection. This is sexual parasitism. Once his jaws lock onto her body, an enzyme is released that begins to dissolve the skin of his mouth and the skin of her belly. The tissue melts away. The boundaries between two separate beings begin to blur. His circulatory system fuses with hers. Her blood becomes his blood. He no longer needs his eyes. They recede into his skull. He no longer needs his brain. Bit by bit, he is dismantled. He surrenders his agency, his mobility, and his very identity. He becomes nothing more than an appendage, a fleshy protrusion on her side. He is alive, yet he is gone. He exists now only as a pair of gonads, fed by her nutrients, ready to provide sperm whenever she is ready to spawn. She carries him, sometimes multiple males, like trophies of a desperate war. They are the ultimate survivors, yet they have ceased to exist as individuals. They have paid the ultimate evolutionary tax, the self.
We often speak of love in metaphors. We talk of two souls becoming one, of losing ourselves in another.
We romanticize the dissolution of the ego. But here, in the crushing silence of the Bathypelagic, its metaphors are stripped of their poetry and rendered into visceral, biological fact. The anglerfish has achieved the ultimate form of intimacy. There is no separation. There is no distance. But looking at this fused existence, we recoil. We see a horror story. We see a parasitic nightmare where one life is cannibalized to sustain another.
Yet, consider the alternative.
In an environment so vast and so empty that finding another living soul is a statistical miracle, perhaps this ghastly fusion is not a tragedy. Perhaps it is a triumph. In the cold calculus of the deep, independence is a death sentence. To remain separate is to fade away. The male anglerfish gives up his eyes, his fins, his very blood, not because he is weak, but because he understands the cruel logic of his world. To survive, you must be willing to disappear. We look at the abyss and see a monster. But perhaps she is simply a mirror.
She reflects the terrifying lengths life will go to, just to endure the dark.
In the end, the ocean teaches us a brutal lesson about connection. In the deep blue, you do not find love. You are consumed by it.